Hi, I'm Chip Wade. I'm here to show you how to install Mohawk ceramic tile in your home. Ceramic tile can be installed on concrete slabs, concrete board, plywood, or over existing ceramic or vinyl flooring. If you're installing tile over plywood, it needs to be exterior grade plywood and at least 1.25 inches thick. Whatever you're using, take time beforehand to make sure that your surface is level, clean, smooth, and dry. This will help ensure your tile is installed properly. For this particular installation, we have a concrete board subfloor. Once the surface is prepped, you can begin the next step, laying out your tile. Tile installation may seem like a tough task, but using an efficient layout will alleviate any concerns you may have. Start by marking the center point of each of the 4 walls in your room. Next, snap chalk lines between the center points of opposite walls to find the center of the room. If necessary, adjust these lines to make sure the intersections create perfect squares. Now, lay a roll of loose tiles along the center lines in both directions. Use tile spacers to provide room for uniform joints. At some point, you'll need to cut some tiles to fit. This is fairly easy if you use the right tool. Start by carefully measuring and marking your cuts. Use a tile cutter to make straight or diagonal cuts. Use a nipper or a rod saw to make curved cuts. Be sure to smooth out any sharp, rough edges using a carborundum stone to give you a soft finish to your tile. No matter which style of ceramic tile you're installing, you need to make sure you use the right adhesive. Mohawk recommends the use of a premium polymer modified thin-set mortar. Ask your retailer about the appropriate adhesive for your installation. Be sure to follow all instructions and precautions on the adhesive package. A helpful hint for applying adhesive is never mix more than you can use in 30 minutes time. Using the flat side of a trowel, spread a 1/4 inch thick coat on the surface of one grid area. Be careful here not to cover your grid lines. You'll need to see those when you start to set the tile. Once you've done that, hold your trowel at a 45-degree angle and use the notched side to comb the adhesive into the standing ridges, creating a uniform ridged bed for your tile. Another hint here is not to spread a larger area that can be set in 15 minutes. Now that all the prep work is done, we're ready to start installing the tile. Always start at the center of the room. Again, the room is divided into 4 grids or quadrants. Work on one grid at a time, finishing each grid before moving on to the next. It's best to start at the corner of a grid and work outward. Carefully set each tile in place using a slight twisting motion. Be sure to use spacers as each tile is set to ensure equal joint spacing between tiles. Save perimeter tiles in each grid for last, leaving a 1/4 inch gap between the tile and the wall. Like with hardwood flooring, work out of multiple boxes to get a nice variation of shades and tones. When you finish a grid, carefully tap on all tiles to ensure a solid bond and a level plane. Then remove any excess adhesive from the joints and tile. Remember to let the tile set for at least 24 hours before moving on to the final step, grouting. Now that your tile has set for 24 hours, it's time to grout the joints. Just like with the adhesive, carefully read and follow the instructions on the grout package and mix only enough to use within 30 minutes. Remove the tile spacers and spread the grout onto the tiles. Use a rubber grout float or a squeegee to force it into the joints. Tilt the float at a 45-degree angle, and with the edge of the float, remove the excess grout from the surface immediately. Then tilt the float at a 90-degree angle and scrape it diagonally across the tiles. Let the grout set slightly for about 20 minutes, then use a damp cloth to remove any residue from the surface and smooth the grout joints. Give the grout 72 hours before any heavy use, and your beautiful new Mohawk ceramic tile floor is complete.